Hi, I'm Angela Doggett Brown, and welcome back to My Story Chapter 2. I am going to jump right in. You can catch up with where we are from the first video, Chapter 1 of my story, and then follow up here, and that will kind of lay the groundwork for where I am in the story that I'm sharing. Whenever my marriage fell apart after 19 years, and I lost friends, I lost everyone I knew in the church world because I was a pastor at that time and I was an inspirational singer, and I also was a speaker and leader in my church, in the community. So whenever my marriage ended, when that ended, so did my role in that capacity end. I wasn't able to go back and say goodbye to everyone I had led for over 10 years, to everyone I had come to know over the past 10 years. I wasn't allowed to go back and have even if I didn't get on the platform, just an opportunity to say, I'm not going to be here anymore. There was none of that. I withdrew into just a tomb, is what I call it. I was in my own tomb. There was no one else in there but me and the devil, because he began to work on my mind, and he worked really, really good on my mind. He won that battle for a long time. But you know what? I didn't think I was gaining any ground, and I thought I was losing the battle of my mind because I just got deeper and deeper into depression, and I was so angry at God. There were helicopters flying over my house almost daily, trying to get videos of what was going on and get the scoop and get the story. And at the time I lived behind a guarded community, so I was fortunate that the gatekeeper liked me and didn't let anybody come in the community to try to knock on my door and get a story. But they chased my kids down. Reporters chased my kids down at school. They just were relentless. They were ruthless. And people were just nosy. They just wanted to know the story for their own sakes, for whatever purposes that was for. But it was our pain. It was someone else's story, but it was our pain. And it was in that time, I remember I was so angry and so mad. I finally had hit that stage. I went outside in my backyard and I began to flip off the helicopters. I was cussing, I was yelling, I was mad. I was mad at the world. I can't believe it. And then I'd come inside and I'd yell at God. God, I can't believe you're doing this to me. I gave my life for you. All my life I've been in ministry. All my life I tried to live the best life I possibly could. I've made mistakes. Yes, I've sinned. I've done some things that I'm not proud of. But God, you always showed up and you blessed me and you encouraged me and you were always there to pick up the pieces. And now this is what's going to happen. You're going to take everything that I've ever come to know in my life out from underneath me. I lost my identity. I completely lost my identity. Everything that I had attached myself to, who I was wrapped up in church. It was wrapped up in you're a singer, you're a leader, you're a pastor's wife, you're a pastor, you're a mother, you're a wife. This is who you are. That was my identity in what was of my life. And I didn't realize it at the time, but my life was dying. The former me, the old me that I refer to as now, died. It died, and it was going through a death process, and it stunk. It wasn't pretty, it didn't look good, it didn't smell good, it didn't feel good. And I started drowning in so much depression that I started reaching for substances. And I have a quote I want to read to you. It says, "The space between what was and what is yet to be is called process. There will be times when temptations come to try and fill that space. Drugs, alcohol, toxic people, such of the things like that. So we need to be aware and prepared for when this time comes." And I wasn't prepared for that. I thought I knew the rest of the story of my life. I was 36 years old at the time, and I thought, this is how my life will be. I'll grow old, I'll have grandkids, and I'll be a pastor for the rest of my life. I didn't know that was the end of that part of my life. And so I didn't feel that space, that process time in my life, from what I was at that time to where I am now. I didn't feel it with the right things in that moment. For several years, all I did was drink, pill pop, and drink some more, pill pop some more, go out, date the wrong people, put myself in the wrong environments with the wrong people at the wrong time, and I just kept getting emptier and emptier, if that's even possible at that moment. I was on Zoloft, 200 milligrams a day, stacking with Wellbutrin, 150 milligrams a day. I was taking Xanax, the highest dosage, during the day, and I was taking Ambien at night. Not to mention, I was drinking heavy alcohol. I was drinking vodka, rum, Goldschlager. Rumpelmintz was my drink of the choice back then, and just shooting it, buying those big bottles and shooting it. And to this day, it has. When I say the name, I can sense the flavor in my mouth. That my taste buds can still have that sensation, because that's how much that taste left a distaste in my life during that time. But it's a reminder of how far I've come and where I am now. And in that moment, I just spiraled out of control, and I reached a point that I was in such a dark place that I lay down on my bed with a bottle of pills in one hand and a bottle of alcohol in the other. And I told God, with tears running down my face, I want to go to sleep and I never want to wake up, because that's the only way I'm ever going to remove myself from feeling all this pain. And it was in that moment that I saw my children's eyes come before me in my mind, because they weren't at home. And I sat up and I said, you know what, I don't want to cause them any more pain than they're already experiencing. So I decided in that moment to live and not to die. I didn't know what to do next, but I knew I didn't want to go out and leave them with the pain of me being gone. So in that moment, that's when something, I think, I couldn't see it then, but I can see it now. That's when something shifted inside of me. And I'm going to wrap this part of my story up right here. And I want to let you know where you are. You may be at that point in your life, and you may say, there is no hope for me. I just as soon go to sleep and never wake up, because who would care if I'm gone? Who would care? At least I won't be causing any more pain in other people's lives, and I won't feel the pain that's in my own life, because sometimes the pain hurts so bad. You just want to take a knife and cut it out of you, or you want to go to sleep and never wake up. You want to do whatever it takes to just numb it out. That's not the way to feel that space. That's not the way to be in your process, because what you're in right now, you are in process. That's what I was in. I was in process, and I couldn't see it then, but I knew enough to sit up and keep going. And if that's all you can see today is me telling you, sit up, keep going, don't quit, because I promise you, on the other side of that, there is a new purpose and a new plan for your life. I'm living it. I'm living my new purpose. You see, the old me had to die so that the new me could give birth and have a bigger, brighter, better life than ever before. Am I saying that the old life was all of it was bad? No, not at all. I'm just saying it didn't work out. And so I could sit here and try to figure out why it didn't all work out and tell you all of the details of why it didn't work out, but it just didn't work out. And you need to know that although where you are isn't working for you, it's not the end. It's not the end. It's the end of what was, but it's the beginning of what's going to be, what's getting ready to be birthed and happen. What's ready to be birthed and happen in you as you move forward in your life. Don't give up hope. This is only a process. You've got to keep going. So this is where I'm going to end today. My story, chapter 2. Get up and just take a deep breath and know, just have this much hope, that much hope, you're going to make it. I'll be back in a couple of days with chapter 3. I'm not even sure what I'm going to say, but it will be something that I hope will empower and encourage you on your journey. God bless you, and keep going. Don't stop.